Question of albinism, we had 9,729 persons or Kenyans with albinism, 9729.
You can see the National Council is increasing the beneficiaries up to 3,800 from the initial number of 2,500. So where do they get the resources to support the additional number that was not initially targeted? It means that is why you are seeing a lot of inconsistencies in supply and inadequate products.
The group has also called for the development of a national albinism action plan that feeds into the regional action plan on albinism in Africa.
Our work, as I have always said, we are like in a deconstruction site, is to deconstruct the myths, fallacies, and misconceptions in order to ensure that anybody with albinism, anybody with disability, sits at the table on an equal basis with others without any form of fear or apology.
Persons living with albinism say they are currently feeling the effects of limited access to skin cancer treatment, among other challenges which they want resolved as soon as possible.
I do take my sunscreen in the hospital, either Mbagathi or thicker level medical. But these people are taking advantage of it. Instead of giving us, because it's written it's not for sale, they want money for us to get the sunscreen.
The distance where we get the sunscreen, for instance, we go to Mbagathi or Mama Lucy or Kenyatta. There are some people who cannot afford transport to those places.
The issue of collection, it will be good if these creams will be taken to the homes, not people going to the hospitals. But we identify where children are coming from, and we take the creams to the homes or to the schools. At least school collection will be better than hospitals.
Currently, a 200 milliliter bottle of sunscreen lotion trades at 1,800 shillings, while a 200 milliliter bottle of such a sun lotion goes for 2,000 shillings. The group says the government should introduce tax incentives to skincare products to reduce the cost of the all-important commodities. Yusuf Farr, Channel 1 News.
MERU County Resource Mobilization Committee and Secretariat Board has been inaugurated. This now sets the path for the implementation of the county's Vision 2040 development agenda. More details in the County News Roundup.
The County Governor of Meru, Kiraitu Murungi, says he has begun implementation of some proposed projects, such as the opening of Themwe Road to Lake Ellis, Twaweza Empowerment Program, and other major flagship projects, especially in roads, agriculture, and water sector. Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Professor Margaret Kobia, hailed the document that was giving devolution a meaning and uplifting the welfare of the people.
So our government and the county will continue implementing the project in this vision to the best of our ability as resources allow us. We shall work very closely with the private sector to accelerate our socio-economic development.
Making MERU great is also very similar to what His Excellency the President supports Vision 2030 by implementing Big Four, and also saying you would want to see a united, peaceful, prosperous country.
Meanwhile, ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs Cabinet Secretary Joe Mushero has challenged women to join the robust BODABODA sector, as Nyandarua County Administration committed to support the sector by establishing circles in every ward.
This very important segment of the community is recognized, is supported, and is organized in a way that they can save money together and be able to do the big things of development that we want.
Ndio sababu tumesema si kama county government nitaanzisha wao na 10 million shillings katika budget yetu ya investment authority, waje wachukue hizo pesa.
He was launching the BODABODA Empowerment Initiative. Meanwhile, Maendeleo Chapchap Party leader and presidential aspirant Dr. Alfred Mutua has urged the government to increase funds to cater for free education from primary to university level. He was speaking in Tala Sub-County, where he launched a bursary fund. And an acute shortage of fish has hit Lake Victoria, with fisherfolk within MIGORI beaches shifting to other businesses. The once busy beaches are dotted with abandoned boats and fishing gear. The fishermen say they were baffled by the inexplicable fish deaths, resulting in a shortage.
Zingine zilikufa, zingine zilibaki. Kazi sasa imeanza kuendelea tu polepole, lakini sio kama huko mbeleni. Hiyo ndio changamoto ambayo tumesapata hapa.
Bei ya samaki imeenda chini, pia samaki akona siku hizi. Samaki imepotea kila mahali. Hata ukisikia watu wanaenda huku juu Migingo, Remba, wanalia tu.
Elsewhere, former telecom workers are decrying the alleged miscalculation of their pension dues.
Nobody knows where the money is. And we have appealed to all the arms of government, that is the DCI, the ESCC, and the DPP, to investigate why these people cannot pay us, yet the money was given by the government. It's very, very serious indeed.
We have suffered all those 14 years. We have suffered. We cannot go to hospitals. We use herbs because we cannot afford the hospitals. We are very poor. We have become almost beggars.
The workers are demanding payment of the difference plus accrued interest from 2006 to date.
You are watching Channel 1 News Hour Weekend. We are taking a short break. Don't go anywhere. We still have plenty more lined up for you.
Fanya hivi, wewe teremuka tu chini. Hata watu wanangojea, unasema unione? Si ninakuona ndio huyu kucha. Kucha ninakuona.
Yoi.
Nimekuita mara ngapi Kate? This is the Nissan Note.
Hii ndio motoka.
Not that this is the Nissan Note we are giving out.
Na ni rahisi sana kuwekelea bid. Unaenda kwenye lipa na M-Pesa. Unaweka paybill number 4032353. Kisha unakelea account number ya Nissan Note ni Note, N-O-T-E. Namba ambayo unapenda, labda unapenda 100, labda unapenda 200. Wekelea Note 100, Note 200. Alafu tutakuitisha shilingi 40 peke yake, 40 bob only. Weka pin yako, utakuwa umekelea bid ya hii Nissan Note. Inakungoja wewe mahali popote ulipo. Mimi na mtumishi tutakupea.
This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
Reaching for you, and he does not need a commanding officer. He needs a father.
Do you know where we are? This is Earth. Everything has evolved to kill humans. Together, we will survive.
This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
Bisha hivyo. Ni sawa tu endelea.
Bisha nini? If you like, take me to High Court, sue me, or take me to court of appeal.
Well, until everything comes back to normal, we just have to make do.
Teacher, that is unacceptable. This is not what we signed up for. This environment is worse than approved school.
You mean you still bruised over that mad incident? Grow up.
What, did you have a mad fight?
I wish I could do that.
If you ask any man if he has gossiped before, he will answer with a loud vehement no.
Yes.
But of course we know that is not true. Men gossip.
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
Welcome back to the program. Let us now shift gears to some business news now. Kenya will progressively liberalize 83% of its trade with the United Kingdom over a period of 25 years, but with a 7-year moratorium. This means the gradual reduction of duty on UK goods imported into Kenya and EAC will only start 7 years after ratification and be progressively reduced over another 13 years. Trade CS Betty Maina says this will give Kenya ample time to deepen her export development portfolio.
Kenya and the United Kingdom signed the Economic Partnership Agreement in December 2020, paving way for a ratification through national processes by parliaments in both states.
It is currently being considered by parliament in Kenya and in the UK for ratification. What was the reason for our negotiation? It was because Kenya would have been exposed if we didn't have a predictable arrangement by the end of 2020 in the context of Brexit. What did we negotiate? We negotiated exactly the same thing that we have in the context of EAC and EU, in the context of the Economic Partnership Agreement that was concluded in 2014.
Despite reluctance to join by other EAC member states, Kenya entered into the deal that contains specific provisions to not only protect its interest but those of the EAC market from unfair competition from UK producers. In this regard, free access of UK goods to the Kenyan and East African market will be subjected to a progressive and graduated duty and quota reduction implemented over 25 years.
The UK access, just like the European access, the UK access to the Kenyan market and to the EAC market is subject to a progressive reduction and gradual reduction of duties over a period of 25 years.
Trade CS Betty Minor says this will give Kenya ample time to deepen its export development portfolio. Regina Manyara reporting for Channel 1 Business.
To matters security now, where the government is being urged to invest in innovation and technology to curb the rising cases of arson and destruction of public property. Stakeholders in the security systems industry say government should roll out more surveillance cameras in more towns and learning institutions to deal with increasing cases of criminal activities.
There has been a surge in cases of unrest in school, with several schools being affected around the country. Experts have attributed this to the long stay at home, which might have exposed many of the learners to situations that affected their discipline. To this end, ICT security practitioners say a solution lies with innovation and technology.
With solutions like CCTV of high quality that are able to identify even the facials of the person and able to capture and store that information, it will be able to be a good technology to be embraced in schools.
Investors in the security sector say the rollout of surveillance cameras and motion detectors in many parts of the world has become the modern way of dealing with criminals.
Kenya market, it's growing very fast in different verticals of the societies. So as key question at the beginning stage, we only provide the CCTV products. But nowadays, in the past 3 or 4 years, we become to enter into different verticals of the society.
The players say Kenya, as a leader in ICT in the region, should take the lead in adopting ICT to deal with crime.
CCTV in this country, where we have protected so many families, we have prevented so many things. CCTV, ukiona, it's everywhere, in buildings, in houses.
Kenya has witnessed a spike in the number of security service providers who are leveraging on the available technology to deal with the cases of insecurity. Alan Auko, Channel 1 Business.
The Kenya National Qualification Authority plans to certify skilled artisans who do not have formal education but are working in the Juakali sector. Elsewhere, Kenyans' net profit for the half-year period that ended in December 2020 dropped to 5 billion shillings from 8.2 billion shillings in December 2019. The firm's revenue fell by 3% to 22 billion compared to 22.4 billion the year before. More details next.
KENY attributed the drop in revenue to reduced fuel revenue charge due to a drop in thermal generation. Revenue from geothermal generation went up by 14%, driven by additional generation capacity from the Olkaria V plant and additional income from the Ethiopian geothermal drilling project. The energy generator earned 14.1 billion from geothermal power, 4.8 billion from hydropower, 2.7 billion from thermal power and 202 million shillings from wind power. Meanwhile, the reduction of SGR tariffs has boosted cargo evacuation from the port of Mombasa. This month, the Africa Star Railway Operation Company, the operator of the SGR, has so far moved 186 trains from the port of Mombasa to the inland container terminals in Nairobi and Naivasha. The tariffs were revised downward on the 16th of this month. The recently introduced 2 double-deck trains have also improved container-wise cargo, enabling clearance on the old backlogs and maintaining desired loading of units ex hoc directly from discharging vessels. Elsewhere, the Kenya National Qualification Authority has moved in to certify skilled artisans who do not have formal education but are talented and currently working in the Juakali sector. Others who are set to benefit under the program are hundreds of skilled refugees who cannot get appropriate paperwork due to various bottlenecks.
If you look at the Kenya's growth, a lot of it is driven by the informal sector, which means that these are the skills that are there have been acquired on the job. So your average mechanic, your plumber, if you look at 90% of the people that are building houses in Nakuru, in Nairobi, in Mombasa, these people don't have specific certificates to be a mason or a plumber.
Finally, the Kenya National Police SACCO plans to embark on an aggressive membership drive aimed at increasing its membership by 5,000 new members. The SACCO draws its members from the National Police Service. The Police SACCO has over 60,000 members and an asset base of over 39 billion shillings and a loan book of 29 billion shillings. The SACCO plans to pay dividends to its members at a rate of 10.5% on deposits and 17% on share capitals.
Time for sports. 4 Kenya table tennis players will seek to qualify for the Tokyo Olympic Games at the I'll take that again. 4 Kenya table tennis players will seek to qualify for the Olympic Games at the World Singles Qualification Tournament slated for 14th to 17th March in Doha, Qatar. The 4 players are Brian Mutua, Josiah Wandera, Doreen Juma and Lydia Setei.
Top Kenyan player Brian Mutua, Josiah Wandera, Doreen Juma and Lydia Setei have been in training for just 1 month because of the COVID-19 restrictions that put a halt to all sports activities. The players have been out for 1 year training on their own before resuming group training in January.
Kuna vitu mingi watu na lack. Kuna machines za table tennis kama hizi robot Kenya huaga, they're very expensive. So tukapata kama kuna kitu itatufikia tunaweza pia kununua hizo machine. Kuna pia sisi tungetaka kuenda camp mapema. That is our main undoing.
Aim yangu ni kufika finali na kushinda. So nikiweza achieve kufika finali itakuwa vizuri. Nitafeel nime-accomplish kitu.
Take a look back to when we used to train at our clubs. We used to, like, for example, when we were off school, we used to train like the whole day. So 2 training sessions a day, it's manageable, yeah.
The number of slots for qualification to Tokyo will be determined the day before the draw is made, depending on the maximum available quota. The singles event in Tokyo will have not less than 2 and not more than 8 players per gender. The draw for the first stage will be done on the 13th of March, while the draw for the second stage will be done at the conclusion of the first stage matches. Karanja David for Channel 1 Sport.
The county government of Kakamega will host the 18th edition of the annual SOYA Awards Gala next year. Kakamega County Executive Committee member for Sports and Culture Kasim Were says the county prides in many national and international sportsmen and women, and it will be an honor to host next year's gala. The sports personality of the year awards, which were launched 17 years ago by former five-time cross-country champion Paul Tergat, will revert to its normal 18 categories next year following resumption of sports worldwide. Kakamega will be the third county to host the gala after Mombasa and Nakuru.
As you all know, Kakamega County is the home of many sportsmen and women. I think if you listen keenly to the team of rugby, and I was one of them, I think I played rugby for some time, you will hear names from Western and more so Kakamega County. When you are going to secondary school games, you will famously hear the Green Commandos, you will hear Msingu High School, you will hear Kakamega High being mentioned highly, and that is Kakamega County.
Ghana advanced to the semi-finals of the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations after a 4-2 win through post-match penalties over Cameroon at the Stade Olympique in Mauritania. Elsewhere, Uganda beat Burkina Faso 5-3 on penalties to advance to the last four.
Ghana are in course for a fourth continental title after advancing to the semi-finals of the 2021 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Mauritania. Ghana and Cameroon went into post-match penalties after a barren 90 minutes and a 1-1 extra-time draw. Debutants Uganda secured a slot in the championship semi-finals following a 5-3 win over Burkina Faso on penalties at Sheikh Boidia Stadium. The East African side converted all the 5 spot kicks after a goalless draw. The Central African Republic will face Gambia in the other quarter-final match, which will be beamed live on KBC Channel 1 at 10 p.m.
Uganda are through. Uganda have knocked out Burkina Faso. Samakula, 5 out of 5. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
All right. We do thank you very much for joining us for this edition of Channel 1 News Hour Weekend. My name is Edward Kabasa. Simon Karutha has been our sign language interpreter this evening. For more news, do log on to www.kbc.co.ke. You can also stay up to date with breaking news on Twitter at KBC Channel 1. Have yourself a very wonderful evening ahead. The weather forecast is coming up next.
Temperatures are expected to drop to 10 degrees Celsius in Narok, making it the coldest in the country with strong southeasterly winds blowing over the counties of Marsabit and Turkana. Good evening. My name is Yusuf Farah. Time now for your Channel 1 weather updates. And tomorrow morning we'll be waking up to sunny intervals in most parts of the country. From the northeastern region, areas of Mandera, Garissa and Isiolo, the same weather conditions will be experienced in the capital city and for residents of the coastal region. How about that walk by the beach, because the sun will be out in the morning. Areas of Kisumu, Kitale and Kericho will also be having sunny intervals in the morning. Let's now switch to the afternoon, where sunny intervals continue to dominate areas of Western and Nyanza. The capital city also having sunny intervals as well in the afternoon. Sunny intervals in the coastal region all the way to the northeastern region, and the same weather conditions will be experienced in areas bordering Kenya and South Sudan. Now let's move to the temperatures, where highs of 37 and lows of 23 will be experienced in Mandera, Garissa highs of 37 as well. lows of 23, and Nairobi highs of 26 and lows of 14. That brings us to the end of the local weather focus. The international weather focus is coming up in a bit. Make a date with me tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, do have yourselves a lovely night.